Hi, good evening.
We are in the Mind's Eye Spiritual Group, and I'm so glad that you are going to hang out with us for a little bit tonight. We are a group that we want to help people open the inner truth of their soul within yourself, to offer education, to bridge the gap between the spirit world and the community, to bring about inner peace and contentment to the soul. There's so much more about us than just that mission statement. So we're going to introduce ourselves.
I think you are going to hang out with us. I'm Tracy. I'm a medium, and I'm also a paranormal investigator.
I'm Sharon. I am a medium, and I also have a business, Guidance and Insight with Sharon.
And I'm Tracy, and I'm also a medium, and I am also a paranormal investigator.
So welcome.
Do you want me to pop over?
Yes, come on. Karen's behind the scenes.
Here I am.
Karen.
I'm trying to be the tech support tonight. It's not working. I'm Karen. I like animals. That's what I do.
Karen's an animal communicator.
And she also offers grief support.
Yes.
So I'm going to go in here really quick and find on the page where we're live so I can share it. And I hope you all share it too.
Lori said hi, Tracy. Did you see that?
Hi, Lorraine.
Hi.
I haven't been able to find the live yet.
I've got it on mine. I can't find it.
Hey, I think I did it, girls. Okay, so this is our first one. You know, first lives are always kind of
Harry.
everywhere. Yeah, everywhere. I mean, we like to do things just naturally, allow it to come naturally. We do have notes, but so what we want to talk about is who we are, what we want to do, what we want to spread to the world, about spirituality, and what services we offer. But then I think we want to talk tonight about like abilities and
Absolutely.
like
I do know we have some email questions that came in that we're going to address also from some of our viewers.
cool beans. So, but we want to talk about abilities because we get a lot of questions about, do we have an ability? Do I have an ability?
Yeah.
How do you know you have an ability? What is
my ability?
Yeah.
So I think this would be a good live to talk
Oh,
about
I do
that.
too.
So do you guys want to say some of the services that we offer here in the Mind's Eye Spiritual Group? What are some of the services?
Well, we're going to do workshops. We're going to do some individual workshops.
Yeah.
We're going to do readings.
Right. So if you do want a reading, you can if you go to the service tab on our page, it shows all the services we offer as well as how to get in touch with the mediums if you want a reading of any sort. We do psychic and mediumship readings,
Card readings.
oracle cards, right?
Oracle cards, yes.
Oracle card readings. So, but if you hit that service button or the service tab, it will direct you to where you need to go. Okay. But we also do some other things too, not just the workshops. That's a big thing that we want to spread.
Right. We want to
Yeah.
help them develop their abilities.
Right. We want to help you, learn about what you're doing, about actually honing in on your abilities.
Absolutely. It
Yeah.
changes your life when you actually learn how to use your abilities.
Yeah. And how about if you don't even really want to use them per se, but you just want to be open to them so you can be more aware. Then again, you have people that want to be, don't know how to shield their energy,
Exactly.
how to protect
Because
themselves.
if you don't shield yourself, you're open to a lot of things.
Right. So we're going to teach about stuff like that as well. And then we're throwing crystal classes in there. As you can see, we have some crystals
Yes.
sitting around. I think we're all wearing or carrying, having someone else. But we're going to offer some crystal classes as well. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I think so.
We're hoping so. We're hoping that our clients like it and everybody enjoys it.
Yeah, and I mean we're local here in like the Haggers. It's a tri-state area, like the Hagerstown, Maryland, West Virginia, Waynesboro area. So we're really local, but we're also going to offer online things.
Absolutely.
Maybe down the road.
Down the road.
Maybe in a little. getting a little too far ahead of myself. But I really think that this is going to be a good thing.
It's
So.
gonna be a real good thing.
So we want you guys to ask questions. You know, there's no call-in button, but there is. You can ask questions. Type them in the comment section. Like Tracy said, I'm sitting between the two Tracys.
Jess just joined us.
Hey, Jess.
Hello, Jess. So if you ask questions, Karen is going to man that station for us and let us know. And she also has the email questions because some people have been emailing
Des,
us and stuff. So.
Hey, Des.
We want to make sure that we answer everybody's question. Okay. We like interaction and make it integrated.
Tom Jenkins says hello, ladies. MJ says hello, ladies.
Hello. Hi, everybody. Hi, MJ. Hi, Tom.
So, so you guys want to talk about some of the abilities that you guys have?
Did we have any questions on the abilities? I wasn't sure. I thought there was one. I guess we should start by describing different abilities that people can have.
Yeah.
Or at least talking about some of them.
Yeah.
I thought there was. Was there? Maybe not.
Well, there are different types of abilities. Like you said that you are.
Yes.
Are you a medium? Are you a psychic medium?
I'm probably a psychic medium. Again, coming into this 3 years ago, actually recognizing my abilities. I'm finding out I can do a little bit of everything at the moment. So I'm trying-
Everything.
Well, I'm just
Great.
coming
Yeah,
out of it.
yeah. I mean, I think that the more that you're in tune to it and you use it, you're just like, oh wow, didn't know I could do that. And then you realize, what was that? And then you research a little bit, talk with people who
People
are
who
of
do
like
it.
minds and figure it out. And
Yeah.
it's really cool to see, stuff that you've been doing all your life. And it's like, oh, there's
There's a name for
there's a
that.
name for that. I can study this and I can enhance this,
Right.
Especially, I had them when I was a kid, and then it changed, and then
Yeah.
they kind of molded it from there. And I thought maybe I was just crazy, but obviously I'm not. But see, I think I was more of an empath earlier, and took on other people's emotions and things like that.
And I think that's kind of how it
I was
starts.
going to say, I think that's how it starts because a lot of people that we've met, at least my personal experience, they're more empathic than anything. And for those out there who don't know what an empath is, it's where you can feel other people's energies and you pick up on their sadness, their joy, their anger, and
You can actually pick up the energy of a place or an item, the residual energy of it, and you can take it on. And so say you go into a place and then all of a sudden you're getting all these weird emotions. You don't even know what the heck you're feeling. And you're like, oh, I don't know what's going on. 9 times out of 10, you're an empath. And I started when I was the first time I remember I was 2 years old. And I would say really strange things to my grandparents and my family, my mom and my dad and my siblings and stuff. And then when I was able to connect to my spirit guide, which is a very important thing,
yes,
connecting
that's
to
a whole workshop all
Yeah.
by itself.
Yeah, sure is.
Jess
learning.
McCleary asks, does it always start when you're a kid?
No, I mean, I feel that it can start anytime during your life, but that's not the right way I want to say it. I feel like it does start when you're a kid, but you kind of recognize it when you get older. Does
Yes.
that
Well,
make sense?
I think what happens is we're actually born with it. Everybody is born with the ability to connect,
To feel energy.
to feel energies.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that, yes, you may or may not tune into it when you're younger. And if you don't, then you kind of push it to the side. Like the monster under the bed for a lot of kids is real.
Yes. Or the monster in the closet.
Yes.
Because we get a lot of closet
Yes.
calls where kids are scared of something in their closet.
And I think just society in general was like, no, that's not real. And
Right.
that's what closes the veil.
Right. So I hope that answered your question, honey, because I feel like you're born with the gift of mediumship or the gift of being psychic, but everybody's born with the gift to feel energy.
Right.
Right.
I mean, you feel energy off of electromagnetic fields, also known as EMFs.
Mhm.
So some people are very highly sensitive to it,
Mhm.
and some people are just mildly, you know. So I hope that answered your question.
You said it did answer Kathy from Hagerstown's question about what was an
What is
empath.
an empath?
Thank you, Kathy, for that
Yes,
question. That was
thank you.
awesome.
But I think that's like the big one,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
being
like,
an empath.
yeah,
Yes.
that's the one that I have noticed a lot of people.
Mhm.
Or saying they're sensitive.
Yeah.
Like they're a
Yeah,
I'm a
sensitive.
sensitive.
Yeah,
I'm a
definitely.
sensitive.
They feel the energy.
Yeah, like you're just sensitive to things. And you know, not that you're a sensitive person, you know, like some people say, oh my gosh, she's so sensitive or he's so
Yeah.
sensitive,
Yeah.
you know, he's crying all the time. That's not what I mean.
No.
Just sensitive to other people. You know, another one is a lot of times empaths are very connected spiritually to animals. And I'm sure, you know,
Yes. Yeah.
Karen can attest to this behind the camera. Because she works with animals and she's an animal communicator and she is an animal grief support practitioner. And so being connected to animals and being
Right, feeling the
sensitive to them.
energy.
So some people can't eat meat.
Yeah, because of
Right.
that. Mm-hmm.
Because
They
they're
actually
so-
feel,
Yep.
Yeah, they feel the energy from the animal. But
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
yeah, I've had clients tell me about that and I'm like, oh my. I feel bad for them because I really like to eat meat.
Yeah, I do too. Yep. But I love animals.
Me too.
From a
Yeah,
very early
I do
age, I was
too.
always trying to rescue something or
yeah.
bring it home or take care of
Except
it.
spiders, I kind of draw the line there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I just can't. I gotta get past that.
No, I don't think I ever will, you know? No, I won't. Smash them down, I'm sorry. I will burn my house down.
Me too.
And that's coming from an animal lover.
Yeah, exactly.
Arachnids are not animals.
There you go. There's a difference. Yeah, we draw a line there.
Oh my God, I can't. So there's many different types. If you have to put a label on yourself, that's what we're talking about today.
Mhm.
If you feel like you want to have, not so much a label, but if you want to know a name for how you're feeling or what you're getting is what we're talking about.
Mhm.
A lot of people just say, like I said, we're a sensitive or I'm a sensitive. But there's psychic. Psychic would be, you know,
Yeah.
where you see things
Yeah.
that's going to happen,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you
Know
know?
when people
Or you
come to the
or
doors when they need-
you see things that have happened.
Yes.
Because that's how I see when I read.
Past, current.
Yes,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, psychic can be past, current, and future because a lot of people think psychic and you're like, oh, give me the lottery numbers.
Right.
It doesn't work that way. I've found through a few of the readings that I've done that my psychic ability is being able to connect with their life charts
Mhm.
so that I'm looking back through what they've experienced.
Yep. That's how I do readings too. I connect to the person, which then connects me to whatever's the lineage with them or their chords that's with them in the life chart. But let me ask this, because I get asked this a lot. It doesn't always come true what you say.
No.
No.
But why is that? Then they
Because
ask
you
me.
have free will.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I always say like, what you do today will
Right.
change
This moment,
tomorrow.
yes, exactly.
Right.
I
So
clarified it like it's right now in this moment. This is what I see, but you have the free will to change whatever happens from here forward.
Right.
So
a lot of people, you know, want to go to psychics and say, how many children am I going to have? And that's great. We can say, okay, well, we see in your life chart that you wrote, and that's a whole another workshop too. But what you wrote, you're having 3 children. Well,
Yeah.
how about if you have none?
yeah,
You know, and you're like,
can
oh, that
change.
crazy psychic told me I was supposed to have 3 children. But did you follow through with everything you were really supposed to go through,
Right.
you know,
Right.
with life?
That's
Exactly.
funny you say that because I had a psychic tell me one time that I was going to have 3 kids.
Mhm.
Oh,
And I
maybe
wound
I'm
up not
psychic
physically
too.
having any.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But-
Maybe I'm being
yeah.
psychic to you today. But
Picking up the energies.
so we have psychic and then mediumship. If somebody comes to you and says, you know, I want a mediumship reading, or if you say, we're saying we're a medium, what does that mean?
I automatically think, oh, they want to talk to their grandma or whoever has passed.
Correct.
They want to connect with the people that they
Past
love
love.
that have passed.
Yes, yep, people
that
have
have
passed.
crossed over.
Mhm.
So connecting to loved ones that have passed
Yes.
away.
Right.
Someone that's intuitive. If somebody says to you, I'm intuitive, and we always say use your intuition,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah.
So
I would think intuition is just a general knowing. Sort of a knowing, but more of a nudge.
That's a good way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm writing that down.
See,
A
that's the way
nudge.
I see things.
I like
sometimes.
that.
I tend to just have that more knowing.
Mm-hmm.
Where you can connect to the life charts, I tend to get an overall just knowing. And I just know it. And I don't know why I know it, but I know it. It's
Right.
there. And I think it's part from spirit telling me that it's there. And then sometimes I hear spirit telling me, but then there's just another just knowing, generally knowing
Right.
about something.
And that you touch on hearing and seeing and just knowing, that's the clairs. A lot of people talk about the clairs, and we have a whole list of those, what they are, and
Absolutely.
all that. But mine, it's funny that you say knowing, because mine's a visual.
Uh-huh.
I actually see
the
a
difference
file
between
cabinet behind someone when I look at them and
Mhm.
connect to them. And that's the psychic reading their life chart. What happened? Something happened to you when you were 3 years old. I see a dog, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like I pull a file out of a file cabinet and I read it and I put it back.
And see, visuals for me is I'll get like a sign of, like balloons, or I'll see a real quick image of a woman or a real quick image of a man. And then that's what I'm seeing from that person. I don't necessarily, I can't sit there and like hone in on it completely, but I'm hearing things that like I
Right.
picked up, the one of the readings I did like a dog, or I'll pick up something that happened to them that maybe affected them the way that they are now.
Right.
So it's really interesting how we all tend to get information differently.
And I recently I've read a few people that didn't know I was reading them. I did it as a practice, and then I wrote up what came through.
Uh-huh.
And it was interesting to me that you can connect to people's energy without them being right here, right now.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
We have a couple of questions.
Oh, yes. Okay, stop us from talking, because
Cheryl says, how do you release energy from others / work every day when you're an empath?
Rush that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
this is what I always
Shield.
teach. Dun, 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 dun. But so literally when you're brushing it off, it's the intent behind it. So like you can go in the bathroom, say you just had a really horrible experience with a coworker or a boss or whatever it is, or a client for even, depending on where you work. And you just go in the bathroom really quick. And I close my eyes and I say, gone, 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 everything is gone. And that's how I do it. Really, I just got goosebumps. Because you brush it off and you let it go, and then wash your hands.
Yeah.
That's how I do it.
Yeah.
How do you guys do it that way?
Pretty much the same way.
Pretty much. I deal with, a lot of people during the day, and I have found also that I have faith. I wear beads and the crystals. I wear the bracelets.
We do too.
I just feel I like don't go anywhere without them anymore, because I do feel a difference. I
Oh
feel
my
like
gosh.
I'm more shielded when I wear these things. So I do, and I cleanse them, and I wear them every day now, and I do feel a lot more at peace and calm. So I think it just depends upon what you want to wear to help you feel more peace and a calm. And it's the faith you have in these things that help.
The intent,
Right,
the
the
faith.
intent behind it, and also your mindset going into it.
Exactly.
If you know that your job just wears you down on a daily basis,
On
and
a new
you know,
job.
and
No,
you-
I didn't say that.
well, that would be the ultimate, yeah.
Yeah,
But if you can't, if it's not feasible
Sorry.
right now, then you change
You
jobs.
still have to meet with people.
Yes. The best thing to do, in my opinion, would be to shield yourself from it.
Absolutely.
First, as you're going into
as
it.
you're going into it. That way, I think of it as like, what is the old saying about rubber and glue? What
What bounces
Well,
off of me sticks to you.
Yes.
I'm rubber, you're glue.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything you say to me bounces off of me and sticks to
Yeah,
you.
so that's kind of how I approach it. I
That's
mean,
a good
it might be
idea.
childish or whatever, but
Yeah, but it
I'm
works.
a very visual goofball kind of person that has to have that visual in my
Oh, I'm definitely
Yeah,
visual.
so having little things like that to kind of, and I work at home, so to tells you something.
She's showing you before she goes into work.
But yeah, it's all in the intent. I
It
do
is.
truly
It
believe. And then if
definitely
you
is.
feel like, you know, I've picked up my daughter before from school and she's like, what is wrong with you? I'm like, I had a bad day. She's like, you need to get rid of that. And I'm like, yeah, I do.
Right. So I hope, did that answer Cheryl's question? That answered it, right?
I would think, yeah.
Okay.
Kathy asked,
Kathy.
there are times where I just blurt out things without thinking, and it seems like someone else is speaking through me. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Sure does.
Yeah. And especially if you can't even remember what you said, you're like, oh, what did I say? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
it's
absolutely.
spirit. Spirit can use you. The only thing about that, though, Kathy, is just be careful where that information is coming from. Make sure it's coming from a good place. And I know you said it just blurts out and you have no idea where it comes from.
Try writing it down.
Right.
If you have a chance to write it down, if you have a piece of paper there, just write it down real quick, and then you can kind of look at it and think, "Ooh, is that something I really need to say right now?"
Yeah. But that does sound like spirit.
Yeah.
Okay, Tom Jenkins. Are repetitive dreams actually someone trying to connect with me? I've had dreams of this nature.
Well, in my experience dealing with dreams with clients, it really can be many different things. It can be spirit trying to get in touch with you and
Absolutely.
trying to get a message through.
Yeah.
But it also could be you astral projecting and you're going to the same place over and over and,
And
over
you need
again.
to stop doing that, Dad.
Oh, Daddy. Oh.
It's a great question, though.
It is a good question, but also it's really important maybe to speak with someone about your astral projecting and making sure that you're nice and safe and tidy when you go do that. Some people are really good, and that's another ability to have is an astral projector, where your soul actually removes itself from the physical body and goes into this etheric body, and it goes anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It just goes to different dimensional frequencies. So
Terry, I lost my fiance 3 years ago, and my life is still up in the air. Complete mess. I still feel so lost and alone. What can I do to uplift my life?
Sweetie, you're never alone. That's the first thing you have to understand.
Get a dog.
that was Karen.
That was Karen. Yes.
Sometimes what happens when we lose somebody, and grief is different for every single person, and I want to really hone in on this. It's different for everyone.
Exactly.
And nobody should ever make you feel like you are not far enough in the stages of it.
The process.
Or the
yeah,
process.
right.
Far along the process.
So I want to first say that. For me, though, a way is sometimes a piece of us gets so jumbled up because of that loss.
Mhm.
So we have to fill it with something else.
Mhm.
And to fill it with something else is you have to find the peace
Mhm.
in you again.
Right.
So
Find whatever brings you joy, I think would be the best thing to say to that. You know, if when the person was there, if you enjoyed going to a certain place or whatever,
Mhm.
go there, but go there with the intent that you're going to be happy,
Right.
that you're going to remember the happy times with that person.
yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, that's really difficult for a lot of people. And it just depends on where you're at in that particular stage. You know, if you're able to do that, because I mean, I just recently, as you guys know, lost a friend, very good friend of mine, and it really threw me for a loop. And I'm still dealing with it. There are times, and I'm looking at the thing that my sister-in-law gave me as a reminder that she's with me all the time,
Mhm.
and she is. She's all over this house. You know, it's like everywhere I look. And for the first couple of months, I would look at things and bawl because
And
I
that's
was,
okay.
and that's
though.
okay. But then it dawned on me, I was being really selfish. I was crying because she wasn't here, instead of celebrating the fact that she was.
Mhm.
So
Just in a different facet.
yeah,
So some of the ways you can uplift yourself is, she said, really dive into something that you enjoy and have a good intent behind it. Also, you celebrate that person's memory and that person being here on earth, but now they're on the other side, but celebrate it here on earth,
Right.
that they're free.
And know that they're always with you.
Right.
Yeah.
They are.
I lost both my parents 8 months apart. I spent probably at least 2 or 3 years just in what I call my haze, because I felt the same way. You just feel such a sense of loss that you just don't know how to plow through. And what you really have to take joy in is there are people here in front of you that do care about you. And there are people always out there. And you just kind of got to seek your tribe out. Seek out friends who understand that you're going through a tough time. And if you need to call somebody, reach out and call somebody.
Yeah.
Right. Friends
absolutely.
are the biggest thing to help bring you back to where you were and help give you some joy. And then you can kind of start flipping it back around.
And sometimes friends don't even know what you need.
No, you have
So
to
you
help
have to-
people.
you have to
Yeah.
tell
people.
You have to.
You have to ask.
Yeah.
I asked.
You did.
Yeah.
So I hope that answered.
Okay.
Uh-huh. I love this.
It's exciting.
I am not sensitive at all,
Mm-hmm.
but am wondering if the spirit can still send me physical signs.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
always thought of cardinals as angels, and I seem to see them when I am having a tough time. Crap, it goes more. Where was I? It would be comforting to know that sometimes they are sent to be seen.
They are.
They are.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter if you feel you're sensitive or not. Spirit, your loved ones, and when I say loved ones, I mean anybody that's connected to you that's passed away. That's what I consider loved ones.
Right.
When they want to get in touch with you and they want to give you a message, they're going to do it. They will move, as they say, heaven and
Heaven and
Yeah.
earth to get there.
to
They
get
do.
you the
Yes,
message.
and they do.
Absolutely.
And cardinals is a huge
Yes.
sign that
Yes.
a lot of times spirit uses to come through
Yes.
to their family.
Absolutely.
so-
Earthly symbols.
Feathers,
Feathers,
Dimes,
pennies.
pennies, quarters,
smells,
smells. Absolutely. Fragrances off and on.
little glimpses of like flashes of light or things in your peripheral.
Yep.
So
Desma says, go to your happy place in your mind, no matter where it is.
Yep.
that's right.
That's right.
That's the best way to deal with
Right.
grief of any kind.
Yeah.
So do we have any email questions there? Did we, Karen, the
Oh.
email questions?
Wait, I was trying to read another comment.
I just want to make sure we get them because they emailed them ahead of
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Pam from Hagerstown wanted to know, how do you become a medium or psychic?
How do you become one?
Hmm.
Become
Become.
a medium or a psychic? Well, I feel you're born with the gift. You can
Yeah.
enhance it
I
by
was gonna say.
using it properly, but shielding and protecting. Getting a mentor.
Yes.
That's huge.
That's huge.
That's huge.
You have, you should, you need to get a mentor that's, you should get a mentor that's experienced, and someone that knows what they're talking about and
That
someone you can
trust.
trust.
Someone you trust, yeah.
Absolutely.
You're in my head.
Yeah, and that goes
And research.
yes.
Yes.
And that goes along the lines of how do you pick them?
Mm-hmm. We should do something on that.
Yeah.
We should.
Yeah,
We're gonna do that.
I'll write that down.
Write that down. We're gonna do how do you choose who's the right person for you.
Correct.
But I'll tell you, word of mouth and reviews, because now Facebook and the internet is huge.
Yes,
You can
yes.
use, so.
Chrissy says she smells her dad sometimes.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Isn't that awesome?
So
It's almost like that
My dad.
smoky smell, but has a bit of a cologne in it, but still smoke. I don't know why that just popped in my head just now. Don't know where that came from.
Because I was outside smoking last night after dinner and smelled my grandmother's perfume and there was no one outside. Outside of
This
the
is-
restaurant.
This as soon as she said that.
Could
Yeah.
it be my dad's cigar smoke?
I don't know, maybe it's even
Maybe it's her.
Could
Maybe
be
it's
her. Could be
I
her.
don't know.
Maybe it's her dad.
But yeah,
Could
they
be.
do. They
Maybe
do.
he smoked a pipe or something to that
Right.
effect, you know, and
But it brings you joy. It should
Yeah.
bring you joy and a smile.
it
to
brings
your
back the
face.
smile to your face. I was
Yeah.
just gonna say, it brings back the smile to your face and you remember that person and You know, you shouldn't, the intent should not be for memories to make you sad.
No, they're there to comfort
She
you.
just replied, yes, it is. Sharon knows my dad.
Oh, it's Chrissy. Oh,
Chrissy.
Peyton.
That's
Abby.
my dad's
Yeah.
number.
Okay, now I know who you are. I didn't know. Sorry, I didn't know. But yeah, so I think they use all kinds of signs and symbols. They use dreams too. Dreams are
Oh,
big.
Absolutely.
Don't discredit your dreams as they're just dreams.
Chrissy said her dad was a smoker.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was that Chrissy, but hi guys.
And Stacy says my husband messes with the lights.
Oh,
That's a big one
cool.
too. That's
Yeah,
a big one
that
too.
is a big one.
Because they are energy, they're electric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when our soul leaves our physical body, it becomes an energy, a piece of energy.
Mhm.
And it can manipulate bulbs and electronics and batteries and things like that because it kind of energizes them, right?
Absolutely.
So, sorry, I'm gonna get a drink.
What's
here.
your current?
So Dawn says, what kind of crystals or stones will help with all the feelings I get when I'm around people? I can feel their anger, sadness, etc.
Well, we got some
What the
black
lady
tourmaline
Black lava,
and tiger's eye.
tiger's eye.
Tiger's eye.
We
Black
got
tourmaline.
um,
The chakras.
Yeah.
well, the chakras will be more if you're balancing,
Yeah.
but
Protection is definitely.
lapis lazuli.
Yes.
Here's the best combo that I always tell people. If they come to me and they say, I need something to shield my energy, or if they come to me for spiritual development or whatever, I say, first thing you need is black tourmaline, carnelian, and clear quartz. Those three together are an ultimate trio. Black tourmaline is going to deflect and is going to push all that negative crap out. The carnelian is an amazing cleanser. So it's going to cleanse that black tourmaline for you. And so you don't even need to do anything. And then guess what that clear quartz is going to do? Amplify that whole thing. So it's a circle thing.
Yeah.
Onyx, because I have a lot of onyx
Yeah,
too.
onyx will do it. So different, it's,
You'll
Okay.
gravitate to the one you want to go to.
Yeah.
Exactly.
but I always give like a bag to my people, black tourmaline, carnelian, and clear quartz. And then I put a feather in there, I put some sage in that bag.
Yeah,
So it's
that's
kind of
I'm
like,
sorry. My dog is right under my feet.
That's better than her
Luna,
knocking the
stand
table.
up, go lay
Luna
down.
wants to play ball.
Go lay down. Luna is
Our
she's our
She
dope
is.
dog.
She's our mascot.
So whenever when I connect to Luna, it's like, look at what we want. You know, so we love her. We love our little Luna.
We did.
So,
Do we have
any
any
other
others?
questions?
MJ's saying that you are laughing too much.
MJ, you love to have a good time and raise the vibrations.
Exactly.
So we're gonna
yes.
do. I think we should do like
James Castle said
Oh.
hi.
Hi, James. Thanks for tuning
And
in.
that he misses us.
Oh, we can't wait to come back.
I think we should do something. I'm just throwing this out here. I never even
Sure.
said this to them guys, but these guys. So I think we should do like a contest or something about like
Ooh.
sharing. If you share. The
Absolutely.
person
That sounds
the
great.
person that
I love
shares the
contests.
most, maybe, if you're local, you can come
Ooh.
and do the live with us one time.
Oh, that would be
That like a
That'd be
guest?
awesome.
If or we could even do like, if you're not local and you're far away, maybe
A phone reading.
a phone reading.
We could do a phone reading.
So share this video. Okay, so do we have any other ones?
Well, Cheryl again wants to
Okay.
know, Sharon has helped me realize my spirit guide, but how do you know you've connected to your spirit guide and it's not just your imagination? Is there a feel, a sensation?
Discernment.
Discernment. And there was an email message about discernment too, wasn't there?
That's a big word I don't know.
I can let you know what it is. Discernment is,
Take this one.
am I nuts because I'm hearing voices in my head? And is it someone that's actually using my name saying, Tracy, don't go that way? And if it's something like that, then you're kind of, that's probably spirit talking to you. But if it's more of a, you really shouldn't be doing that, I would say that's more of an ego.
Really?
Yeah, I would think if it's more, because I talk to myself in my head, and I know what my voice sounds like.
Right, if it don't sound like
And if
your
it
voice.
doesn't sound like your voice, if it doesn't have the tone that you would use, I don't know how else to describe it.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
sometimes Priscilla, my spirit guide's like, you better, I think to myself, I better not do this. And it's really her because she.
yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I think everybody's different on that. What about you? What makes you feel like this is spirit?
When I connect with people, I always say it's a funny thing. Like I almost separate myself. I step back from
Yeah,
myself.
but not that you're connected. Cheryl's like, how do you know it's really someone talking to you and not? So you're not sitting with a client.
You're just driving
You're just
down
driving
the
down
road.
the road.
But I'm always in my head when I'm driving down the road. I am. I can sit there. I can
Oh boy.
Well, I think once
But I
you have made the connection, and I think that's the
Yeah, I
key.
think that's
you
what it
have to
is.
make that concerted effort to meditate and be with yourself. That calmness that comes when you're just with yourself.
Right.
Then you'll be able
You
to
kind of feel
discern
that connection. Yeah, you kind of
whether
feel the
it's
connection.
you or them, and you will feel that
feels
connection.
completely
It
different.
feels completely different.
Like you almost feel like a warm. Sometimes people get really cold because they get the chills. But everybody's different with the feeling that they get from their
Yeah,
spirit.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
I hope that helps, Cheryl.
Well, it just depends upon the person.
Because everybody's different.
Yeah. Right.
That's why getting a really good person to sit with and talk with is probably best because everybody's different with their stuff.
Cool.
I like it.
Tom Jenkins says, just an FYI, I am casting your show on my 65-inch TV. Your show is on.
Yes!
Yay! My 65-inch TV. That's your brother, isn't
That's
it?
awesome.
Oh, your father! Oh my God!
I'm proud of him because he realized how to do it.
Yeah, but I really
Question from Wanda.
Oh, we do?
Hi, Wanda.
Hello.
Wanda Harris wants to know, why did my son leave me?
Oh. Well,
Because it was in his life chart.
yeah, and that's such a hard. This is a hard question to answer, Wanda. If I'm being honest, it's a really hard question, because there's different reasons for different things. Oh my.
But it's not. But it's the person's decision. It's not necessarily they're leaving somebody.
Well, I mean, because there's different ways of passing, though. If you pass based on what your life chart says, then that is because it's written. But if you pass away because of something you did in your life or you took your life, that's not written in your life chart. Wanda, I'm sorry, I can't honestly answer that question myself.
I was gonna say
I
now at
can't.
this moment.
Yeah, I can't, and I'm so sorry for your loss.
Yeah, we are.
Very sorry. Oh my. It's just hard for that one.
Yeah, to do.
Something that sensitive.
Yeah,
Right.
there's
It
so
is.
many
It's
different.
personal.
Yeah, it's personal.
So
and it's
maybe,
not something-
send us a private message and, maybe you can even set up a reading with one of us. We can talk privately about that. That would probably be better than in a public forum like this.
Yes.
Any other questions?
Amber from Clear Spring said, can you have more than one gift or ability?
Oh yeah.
Oh yes. Thank you, Amber, for that question.
Yeah.
Shout out to you. Yes, because again, like I said before, I actually think I can. I'm kind of like auto writing and drawing. I definitely feel I have empathic ability. So I just kind of think
But
the stronger you get at your abilities, I think you really start to realize what you can do.
right. And you can have all of them, but kind of be I don't want to use better than
Well, it's
better
like
one and the. I don't want to use
Yes.
better.
Have
it's
one
like-
that stands out more prominent
Yes.
than the other.
That's a good one.
essentially
Yes.
you're a jack of all trades, but
Mhm.
you're an expert of one or two or
Correct.
three.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because remote viewer too.
Yeah. That's
Oh, yeah,
fun.
we didn't even
forgot
talk
about
about
our
that.
remote viewer.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot about that one.
Absolutely.
Remote viewing is amazing gift to have if you want to help with like missing person cases, cold cases. But also remote viewing's good as well if people are
If you're-
missing something.
Yes. Or not only that, or if your family is far away and you can't be with them during
Mhm.
certain times, like
Absolutely.
going into the hospital, and you just want to kind of check in, make sure everything's okay.
Yeah.
Or if I can't be with these girls when they're doing investigations, I'll tap in a little bit and they're like, feel you, get out. Did you send your pack here tonight? Kind of thing. So it's good to have that for that too.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
And we did talk about healer as well, people that are
Oh,
healers.
yes.
You know,
Oh.
here's the thing though, when people hear healer, they automatically think, oh, you're like curing them.
Yes.
Yes.
And that's
Or
not
raised
it.
from the dead kind of thing.
Yeah. That's not how it is, right?
No.
No, it's people that have the ability to balance and move energy within a space. So it could be a person, an item, a building, a
An
room,
animal.
an animal. So it's just the ability to be able to balance and move energy, which sometimes it can actually maybe fix something that's going on inside your body or in a room or, a building or an animal.
Absolutely.
But when you hear somebody say they're a healer, I'm telling you, I had a woman one time, love her. But she was like, oh, I thought you were going to cure me. And I'm like, oh, no, we don't do that.
Yeah.
I don't have
When I first got into this, I was like, healer, really? I'm like medicine man and the little guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of thing. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute.
I love it. No, there is difference between Reiki, spiritual healer, and shamans.
Right.
There is difference with them, but that's something that we,
Right.
when we offer workshops, we'll divulge in that a little bit more. So,
Any other questions? We want to make sure we get everybody.
Especially the
We
ones
appreciate
that were
email.
emailed.
Yeah, the email notes, they
Seemed
were
like we
ahead
had
of
a lot of those.
Speaking of investigations, Sophie wanted to know, I have heard I should be protected when I investigate spirit. Why and how do I do this?
I'll let you, I do some investigation, but you guys are like the most.
Go for it, Tracy.
Well, usually what Karen and I do when we go out, and Tracy too, when we go out, before we even get to the location, we tend to, some people pray and some people just put up shields. So you put up a visual shield too. I think it just depends. Again, it's the intent to make sure that you're going to be safe, your energy around you is going to be safe. We always we envision light and a bubble around us to help keep any kind of negativity back and away from us.
Stones.
Yeah,
Stones.
stones, absolutely.
Sage, liquid sage, Palo Santo,
Yeah.
mugwort.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
And then after the
Absolutely.
investigation, it's also important to
Cleanse
cleanse
yourself.
yourself.
Mhm. And let go of anything.
And trust where you're going.
Yes, that's
Trust
another
where
thing.
you're going. Trust the people you're with.
Mhm.
That's important. So do your research.
Mhm.
There's so many different teams out there that do amazing, wonderful things
Mhm.
and have a wonderful, places that they go and stuff like that. So
Absolutely.
just read the reviews too.
Yep, yep.
But the importance of it is so you don't mess your energy space
Right.
up and then take it home with you
Right,
Because
right.
that's the last thing you want to do.
because you
Great
don't know what
question.
spirit's there.
Thank
Right.
you, Sophie.
Leslie wanted to know, what is a vibration?
Oh,
That's a good
that's
question.
I don't think I've ever been asked that, or how to explain.
How to explain that?
A vibration, also known as, to me, a frequency.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, I would say
say you have an AM FM radio and somebody like you have 103.9. And I'm not promoting any of these radio stations. I'm just throwing out numbers, okay? Excuse me. But 103.9 is a frequency. It's a vibration. So when it goes through the radio waves, it's always vibrating at that level. Say you have 104.7. Well, they vibrate on that frequency. And it's above because it's above that on the scale.
Right.
So that's what a vibration and a frequency, right?
Yeah.
Is that a
Yeah.
good way to
And
explain
then
it?
can you raise your vibration?
Yeah.
Oh,
See, that's the thing. We can raise our vibrations.
You
too,
can.
can't we?
I always raise my
Absolutely.
vibration to connect to spirit.
Oh, definitely.
That's what a medium is.
Yeah,
We
I was
meet
gonna
them
say,
in the
yeah.
middle.
have to.
We meet here, and then you kind of
Yeah.
get it from higher.
So like you
Yeah.
have spirit on the other side vibrate super fast. It's like really, really fast. That's why you can use electronics to communicate.
Communicate, right?
And mediums, you know, an average everyday typical person is vibrating here. A
Right.
medium is able to raise up so it helps that spirit
that
come
spirit.
down so they don't have to work so hard.
Right.
That was
That's a great
Yeah,
question.
that was a
Here's-
good question.
Is that Leslie?
Yes.
Thank you, Leslie. That was an awesome question.
Good job.
That's a neat idea.
Another question we have: how can you tell information is coming from spirit?
Oh, that's a discernment.
Yeah,
That was a discernment
Yeah,
question.
we answered
Yeah.
that one.
And
Thank
how do I figure out what ability I have?
Ooh, that's a good question.
How do you figure out?
You asked Sharon. And
No, no. How I suggest to clients is dabble in all of it.
Yeah.
So practice all these different, the names, the
Right,
label
right, the
abilities,
label of
the- Yeah.
and practice and see which one. Oh, nope, that don't resonate with me.
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
oh,
right.
nope, that don't resonate with me. Oh, that one does. You know, and that's how you can kind of tell
Okay.
what ability
Mhm.
you have.
That's a great question too.
Desmond wanted to know, how do you break the shields and stay safe?
You don't want to break them.
You don't want to break shields.
You want to shield all the time.
You can still get information through a shield. You're just shielding your energy. You can still get information and
So
messages.
how I make mine, I usually draw, but it's hard for me to do that today, right? So how I make my shield is I visualize my shield having porous holes through it, but they can only come in one way. Like I can only get information one way. If I allow me to go out through one of those porous holes and like grab a little piece and then be like, okay, cut as I'm coming back in. So you know what? Does that
Yeah,
make sense?
that's interesting.
It is
Uh-huh.
So don't ever don't break them.
No.
But my,
Don't break them.
it's funny because ever since, I think it was Daniel, your friend Daniel,
Oh, Daniel,
had
yeah.
said about the glass globe, almost
Uh-huh.
like
Dome.
the dome.
Mhm.
And I think of that now. I used to think of a bubble, but to me, a bubble can pop.
It can.
And, you know, so I like the idea of the dome.
I like that dome idea. I've heard of
And
it.
see, and I
Yeah.
envision like almost like a fireball kind of thing around us.
Yeah.
Like I try to put like a
Oh.
fireball around us, and like I can get the good things to come through, but the fire keeps the bad things out.
Oh, so you use fire.
Yeah, kind of like a fire, like a,
But
it's
see,
just
glass,
like a glowing.
glass is a conductor of energy, so it can come
Mhm.
through, but I have the intent that nothing negative.
Yeah, it can get through.
Yeah.
hmm
It's just interesting.
It is,
I
isn't
know that you use fire.
I just envision like
I'm learning something.
there's all kinds of.
And see, here we are,
It's
three
almost like
different
the
people,
sun.
three different people, and we do everything differently.
Yep.
But it's still the same intent.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
It's still the same intent.
And we get things differently. I mean, we talked about how we got energy, each of us,
Right.
and we all three get things differently.
Absolutely.
Desmond says, I meant the walls I put up.
Oh.
There's
Okay.
that's mama.
Oh, Mom. Okay. I didn't realize that's what I thought she meant. Like the sheet. Oh, you mean break the sheet, break the things that you put up so you wouldn't receive messages from spirit. That's what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah.
it takes that you have to retrain your brain,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to let go of energy cords. You have to cut energy cords. You have to you have to find. Here's the thing. You put up those shields to feel safe.
Mm-hmm.
So now you have to find your safeness again so you can let those shields down. I would suggest creating a safe box. And that safe box is for anything that does not make you feel safe, but the box is safe. So I'm not talking about like a safety deposit box or anything. I mean, it can be. It's you make up this beautiful elaborate box, but you put things in it that makes you scared. So then you can feel safe and it will drop those shields.
Got it.
Those,
That's a good
it's,
idea.
you know,
It's a
those walls.
visualization. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that's,
a great
I
idea.
call it the safe box.
Mhm.
And that's what I teach people to use. And then you just stick everything in there.
Mhm. Very interesting.
Then your abilities will come back out.
Mhm.
Because that's where I got them.
Family lineage.
I got them from both sides.
Double
And
whammy.
get them honest.
Double.
Anything else to be good on?
Sorry, I got another dog I have to
Yeah,
pet.
that's okay. We just want to make sure we got everybody.
One comment is it's so interesting to hear the different perspectives.
And I think that's why we work so well together.
Mhm.
You know, just a little background of who we are and how we met and things. 2 years ago? 2 years ago, she showed up at one of my workshops.
Because I was up at 4 a.m. and saw it on Facebook.
You know, she shows up at one of my workshops and it was just like instant connection.
It's funny because we've been talking about the abilities, and that's the workshop that I came to was what is your ability?
Yeah.
And on the back wall, you had all these papers out on the table,
Mhm.
and you're like, don't read about it, just read the title and pick out what you think you are. And I was like, okay, empath, I know that. Intuitive, yeah, that's about it. And I remember sitting in that workshop just like it was yesterday. And I was talking to the lady next to me, hadn't even introduced myself to you. And you said, Tracy. And I was like, what? And then I was like, how did she even know my name? Okay. And she's like, which ones did you pick? And I'm like, I got these two. And she goes, honey, you need all of those. So before you leave tonight, pick up all those papers.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
and then
And then I
Tracy,
came by accident. I came with a friend that was coming to see Sharon. I was just going for moral support.
Oh.
And then she looked at me and she said, you have a cone off of your head. Do you realize that? I think of it as a cone. That's more about what I think of this. And then she
no, it's
said,
like that. Not this way.
yeah. And then she said, she said, I think you're an intuitive empath. And so, of course, the minute I get out of there, I'm like, what's an intuitive empath? And I'm going through it all. And then, of course, I went back to see her.
And that's you're a medium.
And it comes to find out I'm really a medium. So, yeah, it's
awesome.
been fascinating.
And talking about the cone on your head, I call it the funnel, the white
funnel.
funnel. When I see somebody, I have the ability to see the crown chakra, and if it's open to receive information from spirit, then I know you have abilities. If it's not open, then I know either you need balanced or you don't have abilities and the veil's dropped. And that's how we met.
That's the crazy
And
story.
then we started investigating together, and
Yeah.
now we're in the Mind's Eye
There we
Spiritual
sit.
Group. And it's like the rest is history. I love
Yeah.
it.
I
Okay.
do too. It's a great story.
Erin says, I feel like I've shielded so much since I've been pregnant, my grandma can't come through. Will my abilities be as strong as they were after pregnancy?
Yeah, you just have to work on it a little bit. It's kind of like a muscle. You use it or you lose it. So right now, it's good that you're shielding yourself. That baby needs to be nice and tidy.
Yeah.
But then once that baby's born, and you heal, you have to heal first. You know, you heal physically first and mentally and emotionally, because birthing is
change.
traumatic.
It's a big change.
Okay, so, and then once you get a routine down and stuff with the baby, then start working on yourself and opening yourself back up. But don't push and do not get discouraged, okay? I have 2 children that I had naturally, I naturally got pregnant, and I was shut down for both those pregnancies and a while after. And it's just so you're nice and
And
tidy.
the same thing can happen with grief.
Mhm.
We
It
talked
can.
about before, because I was like spot on with everything, and then my friend passed, and then nothing. I lost my guide. You feel like you've lost your guide, but for your own protection, they're not communicating with you because you need that time to heal. And in Erin's case, she needs that time to focus on the baby and
Right.
her own health.
Right.
Absolutely.
I feel like she needs to focus
big
on her
change in
own
life.
health for some reason.
She also says she was at that first class too, and she misses you, Tracy.
Oh,
I'm like, what is that? What is that, show where it
Oh my
says
gosh.
liquid gold. What is that? The Beverly Hills, where the grandma comes out and goes. Dun, 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 dun. I just did that. Oh my god! You guys see, this is what we're getting.
Yeah.
But yeah, Erin, definitely
Yeah.
shut it down for right now, and don't push it. Do not push any of that.
And speaking from experience, you haven't lost anything.
No.
They are with you.
Mhm.
They're just quiet for your own protection.
And also just to give you time to
Time.
love what you got
Yeah,
growing in you.
Yeah.
You know, and then grief, it's to give you time to find yourself again after losing that piece.
Yep. Do you?
John's answering questions too. So Sharon, you can tell if someone has abilities just by looking at them, and John answered, yes, you can. See?
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. That's just a gift I was given, that I'm able to see if someone has abilities or not. I don't know. Do you guys see that?
Well, I seem to attract people with abilities. Like all my close friends.
So
pretty
you
much
don't see it, you're just
Everybody
attracted to
everybody
it.
has them.
Okay.
So everybody in
Do
my
you
life
see
has
it?
something.
I don't necessarily see abilities. I see, and this is something that's new. I see like illness in people. I'm starting to see that. I'm like, I can look at somebody in a restaurant and go, ooh, they got some stomach issues going on.
So
or,
medical intuitive. We don't have that one written down.
Uh-uh.
oh,
Nope.
Medical intuitive. But that would be a medical intuitive, being able to see and feel that.
Jess put yes, she told me the first time we met as well.
but it's neat to, it's so interesting to see the people respond to the fact that they have a gift.
It's wonderful to see when everybody gets together that everybody kind of, it's the vibration.
The vibration
of the room
raises.
rises,
Yeah.
and everybody seems to get a little stronger.
I love those
Yeah.
meetup groups.
Oh, I do
Oh,
too. It's so much
yeah.
fun when everybody's together.
Love them.
Yep. Absolutely.
And you guys can bounce ideas off each other and stuff. And you
Yeah.
can talk about it. I mean, like we do
Yeah, like
here.
we do.
Like we're
Yeah.
doing right now.
Right.
But add that
But
in
as a group,
As a
yeah.
group, it just,
Everybody's got something wonderful to add.
Love it.
Your dad says, believe
Oh,
the
wow.
abilities that these ladies have. I was in the OR undergoing heart surgery, and Tracy, being the one on the left-hand side, identified all the doctors and technicians in the room in great detail.
That's remote viewing.
Yep, that's what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
that's my daddy.
And sometimes you need to do that.
Before that,
Jesse says, Tracy, leave my stomach out of this. Love you, Jesse. Oh.
Cheryl says, yes, to be told you have abilities and you don't even know you have them, or maybe more, you don't believe you have them.
Yeah, when you don't have the self-confidence
Confidence.
in
Oh,
your
that's-
abilities and or the self-confidence in yourself to realize that you have something, pretty
Great.
remarkable.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still there. I mean, I will admit, I struggle. Shiloh had a friend, my daughter had a friend come to the house and she was like, she wants a reading. And I was like,
Okay, it don't work that way.
It doesn't work that way for starters.
Mhm.
But I did what I thought I could do, and I did connect a little bit, but it wasn't my normal connection.
Mhm.
So I was like, oh man, I am so sorry. I was so over myself apologizing to her, and then I thought, maybe she's just not ready for the reading yet.
And that's
And
really
that's
important.
why it didn't happen.
That's important. Some people contact me and I can get a feeling through an email, a text, a message, whatever. And I'm like, Spirit's telling me that this just isn't the right time for you. Maybe contact me in a month or two. And I'm really honest about that kind of stuff.
Right.
Right.
I'd rather you be ready to receive and get a great reading and a great session than come and get a half one.
And that's another thing too, is you have to come to a session with an open mind.
Mhm.
Everything,
Yes.
you have to have an open mind about this.
Yeah.
If you're skeptical, that's cool. That's cool. You can be skeptical all you want, but Spirit's still going to come through if you need a message.
Yes.
But you just gotta be open to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Michelle Lynn says, are you going to be holding workshops this spring and summer? I would
Yes.
like to attend.
Yes, we are.
Absolutely.
They are in the works. We have a lot of backdoor stuff happening.
Yes.
And yes, so be watching for
Just
them.
watch the page because it's gonna keep coming up on the page.
Yeah.
We appreciate
Under
that.
the events tab.
Yeah, we're definitely
Yes,
gonna have
under
to
the
set up
events
events
tab.
for all this
Yes.
stuff.
Yeah, well, it's all in the works. It's all coming
Yep.
together into fruition.
We all have full-time jobs, just saying.
Yes, we do. I live in this
I
world.
was gonna say, some of us are
Some of us are professional
professional
mediums.
mediums.
Seriously.
You knew you were gonna go there.
I said, don't say that. I'm putting a sign up saying, don't do that. Yes, I do this as
For a
a
living.
full-time job. This is
Yeah.
my career.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys maybe one day too that this will be more of your career
Yes.
than maybe your current positions. I don't know. I don't know what your path is because
in.
now you keep on. Well, you know, and that's
Lottery, come on, lottery.
52, 49, 52, That's another thing. You know, when you get close with someone, you stop being able to read them, right? Right? And so sometimes I tell people, you know, we can be friends, but I'll never probably be able to read you again. So which one do you want to be? A client or a friend? Which one? You know,
But then sometimes we kind of read each other's minds in a way.
but that's because we're so cord connected, right? But then again, we do get messages for each other.
We do.
I mean,
Yeah, absolutely.
I've done
we
that
do.
before you,
Yep.
and I've done that
She's
before
done that for
you.
me.
You
You've
got
done it.
yeah, and
Yep.
you've done it
I've
for
done
me.
it for you.
But that's because Spirit's like, we've been knocking on their head and they're not listening. So,
Please tell them this.
knock, knock on this person's head. Now
Can you
you
let them know?
you tell them. So I think, I think people need to understand that too. And that's for our protection.
Sure.
If you're close to us, you know, we're not given so much information about that person because it could hurt us.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And
Or-
it can interfere with their life chart.
right.
Exactly.
That's the biggest thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that, you know, if I see, oh, Tracy, I see you having a car accident, you know, you don't want to,
You don't want to
you don't
embed
want
that.
to embed that.
You be careful with people that, you know, say about death.
Doomsday or something.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like saying you're gonna die.
Yeah.
You know, because I don't think anybody should ever say anything like that. Even if a medium, you know, gets that, or a psychic gets that, or a person with abilities gets that, you have to tread lightly on that. I went to somebody one time years and years ago, probably 25 years ago. That's a long time, 25 years ago. That told me like, oh, you're gonna die. You know, I left there and I then became this horrible paranoid.
Paranoia.
You know,
Yeah.
because I was like, when is it going to happen?
Right.
Right.
And then I got to thinking to myself, and I did that for like a year. I'm not going to lie. I was really scared.
Mm.
And I said, everybody dies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're all dying.
So what the
Yeah,
heck
at a
is wrong
time.
with you, Sharon?
Well, I had been with somebody about a year ago. We just thought we'd stop for a hoot, and it wasn't in the area. And we got the story where we weren't allowed to share our readings with each
Oh,
other.
yeah.
And then
Been there,
there's
done
blackness all around us.
Yeah.
And you know, but when
Oh.
we came back, we could get it removed.
Oh, we
Oh,
did
yeah.
that.
Yeah,
we did
I got that a
together.
lot. Yeah.
I was like, oh, why is that so familiar? No, we did that together.
And I thought that was
Yeah.
interesting because again,
None
you
of
know,
us have gone back because we didn't have our shillings with us, our silver shillings.
But I just think it's funny and just be
There
wary
we
of
go.
people who tell you that.
There, I'm serious.
She snorted, it's over.
I said silver shillings. Oh, wait. You guys, I swear,
Okay.
this is how it is all the time. Because we really love each other. So, oh my gosh.
Shall I read some comments while you
Yes,
guys?
let's hear from the audience, please.
I have seen Sharon come up with things for people that pop into her live shows. She's incredible. I just find it all fascinating. I scrolled the wrong way and lost where it was. Sorry.
Aw,
Um,
thank you, honey.
I'm so happy for all of you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
I
Hi,
haven't-
Ellen.
Thanks, Ellen.
I had an awesome session with Sharon on my birthday. Thank you so much, Sharon.
Aw.
And Dawn says, not true because it seems like my mom likes to come through with you.
Aw.
Oh, Dawn. Okay. Sorry, there's so many.
I
names.
know. Yeah.
But here's the thing, honey, with that. We're not as tight. Does that make sense? We're not around each other every day. We're not around each other. Like the last time that we probably seen each other was when I did one of those little artsy things or something. So that's why, honey. But she does come through.
She's here now.
I know. I was
I was gonna say,
Oh,
I'm
boy.
looking at her. And I saw her walking down the street.
Oh my.
Oh,
And we're off again.
Go ahead, read it down.
It is now 8:06.
Okay, that's
Oh my
fine.
God.
Keep reading.
Let's just make sure we got everybody's email
Yeah.
questions answered and everybody's
I
questions
think we got
answered.
all the email questions.
Okay, and how about, some of the,
And we appreciate it. If you have questions even after this, please just leave them underneath in the comment section and we'll make sure that we can get back to you and we can address them the next live that we do.
or private messages.
private
Or
message.
private
Yeah.
message the page.
And we'll be happy to address
Someone's
anything.
coming to your house to get crystals. I forget, that might have been Cheryl.
Okay,
It started scrolling and I lost my voice again.
okay, that's fine. I have.
First Facebook Live, folks. Hang with us.
I think it's great.
Yeah, this has been awesome.
We're having fun.
Yeah, I think that's it right now.
Did we get any other ones?
I don't see.
I think I-
So we got everybody?
I think we got everybody.
We appreciate everybody in the
If we did miss you, we apologize.
Absolutely.
So if, really quick, if you guys have any questions, get them in now, right now.
New ones.
We'll start maybe, another 5 minutes just to make
Just to
sure.
make sure we get everybody.
But while you guys are doing the questions, let's just, kind of backtrack and reiterate some of the stuff. In the Mind's Eye Spiritual Group is a group of like-minded people, and we want to bring other like-minded people together and promote spirituality and promote higher ascension and
Yes.
enhancement. So we're going to be offering a array of workshops. They're in the works, and we're backdoor stuff that we're kind of doing. But we just want to bring everybody inner peace,
Yes.
contentment with themselves, freeing their soul to be open to different possibilities, but
It's
also
changed my
teaching
life,
along
and
the
I know
way.
it's changed yours.
Yeah,
And I think it's changed my life for the better.
Mhm.
And we want to see that happen in other people.
Right.
Yeah.
We want to see what we can do to help everybody just be better.
Right. Yeah. So not only workshops we're offering, they do readings as well as myself. She does card readings as well, and that's some of the things that we offer. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just stay tuned on our Facebook page. We'll be updating everything that we're doing, and as it comes about, we'll be doing glass for it.
We're gonna do more lives.
We're gonna do more lives.
And don't forget, share this. Share.
Contest.
Cheryl had one last question.
Sure, Cheryl. Okay.
You all talked about vibrations. When at a group meeting, is that why my headaches get worse?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, and there's ways that you can fix that. A lot of times, if you release what you're feeling and you're getting, meaning vocalize it.
Yeah.
And if you can't vocalize it this way, like, because Spirit's talking to you
Mhm.
and you're not letting it out. So if you can't vocalize it this way, just write it down on
Write
a
it
piece
down.
of paper, and don't even need to share it with the person. If you don't want to, it's best to do that because it could be a message. But you can just tuck it in your book or whatever. But you have to release it to get rid of that headache.
Yep.
You have to release it by vocalizing it or writing it. Because it is automatic writings.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
we didn't
And
talk
drawing.
about that much. So,
Or animal communicator. I don't know
Or-
about that one.
well, animal communicators, Karen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that? People that communicate with animal and spirit, but she can also read animals that are still with us here on Earth.
Yes.
So make sure you look her up.
She can look at. She doesn't even have to look at your dog. She just has to know your dog and then tell you,
And then they
she
knock the
needs this,
camera
this,
around
and
and I
this.
get blamed on it.
But thank you guys so much
Thank
for
you for
tuning
tuning
in.
in. We appreciate it. We've had a great time, and please come back and please join our Facebook page.
And we always have this much fun.
Yes,
unfortunately.
we do. Peace and love, y'all.
Peace and love. Bye bye. Thank you.
Thanks.